do you think it's going to be like when you say we're at the point with Kawhi where he feels comfortable?
Well, that's funny. He's getting there, right? I think he's seeing a little more spring in the legs as well, and the three ball. That those things are kind of related. Yeah, I don't know. I thought you were going to say, what are you going to feel like when you guys actually make some open shots, right? I think we're creating a zing, 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 and nobody near us, and one after another. But a lot of things to talk about, I think, tonight. I think the defensive effort was great from the second quarter on, and we got a really nice contribution from that second group. Right when they brought their guys back, and it was a tricky subbing night for me, right? The way they were coming in and out a little bit, and I was trying to keep the bigger bodies on the bigger bodies, and we kind of rolled the dice there for just a minute or so, and it rolled really quickly in our favor, which was great. Great credit to those guys. I thought they all contributed, from Greg to JV's huge night to CJ, you've played solidly. Fred and DeLon threw in some key buckets during that run too.
You know that JV takes a lot of stuff personally when he doesn't play
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
It's sort of important that he has every now and then a big night tonight, like against a great player like Embiid.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. You know, JV, we talked about it before the game, how much it means to him all the time. He always wants to play more, and he always wants to be contributing more and stuff, and he works, right? He wants to know the answers when he's got questions. He wants to do the work in between days and things like that, and he gets rewarded, I think, for that, just his good-natured spirit and his good, he's in a good place as far as being a team guy.
Embiid defensively in the first sort of quarter and a half seemed to just be spooking everybody around the rim, and then Kawhi had that dunk that sort of seemed to change the energy in the building and your team. How much of a believer in those sort of moments are you that can sort of change it?
Well, I mean, just in reference to your question, I think I commented somewhere along the second quarter, maybe it was at halftime, that I said, let's make an effort now to put our head down and get to the rim, because it doesn't appear to me, it appeared to me that the rim protection wasn't quite, I think what you're saying, maybe what we were fearing wasn't maybe an actuality. So wanted to try to, I'm not sure we made that concentrated effort to get to the rim, but we did a little bit more.
What's it like watching Kawhi take over a game like that in the second half? I mean, he's stealing balls that look like they're going right to guys. He's making plays all over the place. Must be fun to watch.
Yeah, it's a good place to watch it from, right there in front there. It's pretty good, but no, I mean, it's great. I think the big thing, another thing we got to do, which he was doing tonight, was turn all these turnovers and steals into immediate offense. And I thought we were throwing it all over the place with break opportunities there. So it was nice to see someone. There's another thing we talked about at halftime. I said, hey, we get out on the break in the open floor. Let's attack the rim instead of trying to throw it to somebody running 100 miles an hour. In a little window there and scoop it up off the ground, and it's good, man. Sometimes when you go to the rim, the seas part, and they did for him a couple times, and it's good to see him. Boom.
The 37 points against Golden State, the 36 tonight. Obviously, he's a really good player most nights, but what is it that allows him to take his game to the next level in these big games?
Well, I think it's for him, it's interest level, right? I think he like all of us, there's bigger games than others, and he's an immense talent. He really is an immense talent. And when the stakes go up a little bit, he's gonna play his hand a little harder. And I don't know. I think the juice gets flowing, and it gets him a little bouncier with his three ball and a little quicker with the ball in transition and all that kind of stuff.
Beyond just JV, was it nice to see that bench heavy unit at the start of the fourth hold their own against their big three?
Yeah, I mean, they didn't even hold their own. They took it. They almost pulled that, separated that thing, and that was huge, because it was tricky as I said. Brett wasn't quite doing it like run the guys, take them out, run them. They were in, they were out, they were in, and I knew he was trying to get them back to start the quarter probably, because he took some of them out so early. And we were at the point where Kawhi played the whole third, so he had to come out. So I came out with OG and Pascal, because I was like, who's going to, just in case they came back with, Butler and Simmons, we needed two big bodies out there. And then I think he quickly took one of them out, which enabled me to put CJ back in. And even the one possession, a couple possessions there, I put CJ on Butler. And again, it was a big roll of the dice, but I thought that team had a chance to get a little momentum going. And again, it's that worked out this time, right? It worked out. It doesn't always work out, but it worked out tonight, which was great.
You mentioned pregame how you were going to be mixing and matching, like who sees Simmons and Butler, but it looked like Kawhi was mostly on Simmons. Like, what was the reason behind that?
Yeah, I mean, we did start with Kawhi on Simmons, and again, it probably leans to our first matchup. You know, we thought Kawhi bothered him a lot, and I think he did again tonight. Obviously, Butler got going. There was a few stretches in the game. A couple times we got a little foul trouble there at that position, so we got the foul. Pascal was in foul trouble, so we got him off, and all they did was run a screen and roll with the two guys. Ended up switching them back, but so it's a moving pieces thing that we were trying to do a little bit.
You already spoke about JV's attitude throughout the game, but he had a very strong fourth quarter. What did you see from him in that quarter specifically?
Well, the big thing is thought he had a good feel for the game, and we went at him with some deep post ups against Embiid. Right, it was like I wanted to get him the ball, and I knew Embiid was out there, and kind of said, we all kind of said, JV, we're going to you, and we believe that you can score on this dude, and he did, and he drew a couple fouls, and may not seem like the best matchup in the world throwing it into JV against Embiid, but again, JV had it going, and he did a good job. So he was playing that well that we were pumping it in there to him in the fourth quarter.
Three-pointers weren't falling for anybody other than Kawhi, really. You just keep saying to your guys, look, we're happy with these shots?
They were really good, most of them. I haven't watched the tape, but it felt like Danny and Kyle had some. Those two guys, we want them taken every time they're open, and I think they were 1 for 11 at the half from three, and I would have taken probably all 11 of those over again for those two guys. A couple of the other ones maybe here and there, we maybe rushed them. I'm trying to think who else was taking some. Fred, maybe OG, I don't know. But for the most part, that's the way we're going to play, right? We're gonna touch it and move it and try to find the most open guy. And if there's a three available, most of our guys are supposed to load it up. It was a little. I was hoping I was recruiting at halftime to see if I could find somebody who could make a three, but I couldn't find anybody.